This was a heavy episode. We didn't get a whole lot of information, but we got a little bit. We're gonna be focusing on Mama Lou. All right, we're gonna be going over Reasonable Doubt, episode 7, entitled Lost One, right after this.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and do celebrity legal news. Also, join me for my pop culture chats. If you'd like to support the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. My Venmo and Cash App is below. Thank you so much, and let's get started.
All right, as you all come in, make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe. So let's go over episode 7 on entitled Lost One. This was a Mama Lou heavy episode. We learned in episode 6 that Mama Lou had cancer. We find out that she had stage 2C cancer, which is they can treat it. They like to treat it with surgery. That's the option that Mama Lou decided. Jax wasn't feeling that. Jax wanted to get a second opinion and all of these little different things, but Mama Lou was not having that. Also, this episode was heavy on the flashback. So we kind of see because Jax was having an issue with her father being the power of attorney and all of these little different things for Mama Lou. And that's Jax usually thought that that would be her job since it's been her and Mama Lou since forever. And then we start getting flashback episodes about how Mama Lou and Eddie's relationship devolved. Eddie was into drugs. He started off with smoking. It looked like he started off with a little smoking. Then he started off sniffing the cocaine, and then it looked like he was freebasing that heroin. So we see that devolvement in flashbacks, and we see how Mama Lou did everything that she needed to do to try to protect Jax from it. Even though, like I said, Jax loved her dad, she wanted to be around her dad. She was too young for her to be able to understand about the drugs and things like that. And even little things, she was emulating her dad by taking the card and putting it on the mirror and all that other stuff. She was mimicking that, and that concerned Mama Lou to the point that she was making sure that she was keeping Eddie away from her in regards to that. And we find out through a flashback incident that when Mama Lou went to the corner store or the grocery store to get some food, Eddie finagled his way in through Jax. He goes in. He promised that he was going to give her something, but he was looking for the drugs he needed to have. He goes in. He gets the drugs. He injects them, and he ends up on the daggum floor with the needle. And this was the turning point for Mama Lou in regards to, you know what, I'm not fixing to be involved in all of this. So Mama Lou goes through her cancer surgery, and she does come out. The doctor says it was a success. Her hypertension delayed it a little bit, but they find it as a success. They're going to start her with chemotherapy, and everybody is happy. All but Lewis. Lewis has a little side eye because, again, that's not the initial reason why Eddie is back in town. And so we still hadn't figured out why he is back in town yet. So we will get to that. So let's just get to Jax and her job. Again, the partners are worrying about Jax again. Jax takes a couple of days leave. She asks Bill to take over asking the questions for a witness, a doctor or whatever. Bill is fine with that. He wants her to take a few days off. He wanted to postpone it. The partner comes in, it's like, oh, well, her mom has cancer. Okay, we'll postpone it for 1 or 2 days, but we really need to get this case over with because we don't want anything to stall the acquisition. And basically the way it pans out to me is they want this case to be over because they really want to give Jax the boot, is what it sounds like to me. They're believing that Jax is not going to be a good fit for this new firm that they're trying to go in. And honestly, I I'm wondering if this is going to be going forward, that Jax possibly will have her own firm. Don't know. We will see. In as far as with Bill, him and Sally are still strong because he's the one that leaked to Sally that Mama Lou had cancer. They're still having the baby shower for Dr. Owens, Autumn, and Jax is a lot overwhelmed. She's having to do with this case. She's having to do with her mom, and then she promised her best friend that she was going to do this baby shower for her. She does. And Chantel comes to the rescue. She talks to Jax and she's like, listen, I know you're upset, but let me just try to give it to you from Mama Lou's perspective. When her daughter pruned her father from the timeline, it was easy to make we think it's going to be easy to make certain decisions, but a lot of times it's just not. We're just not going to make the decisions, and a mother is always going to make sure that your daughter is protected. And that's what Mama Lou is. Mama Lou has spent her whole life making sure that you are protected. She's not looking at you. She's always looking at you as her daughter, and she's always looking at you as she's somebody that you're going to protect. So I think we are finished with that. Again, we, like I said, there is another reason for Eddie to be there. Lewis knows, and they're kind of holding that out until Mama Lou's situation gets better. Now, let's get to Daniel real quick, because you remember the end of the last episode, Daniel was talking to a Mr. Culpepper, who is a journalist who is writing a story. We find out that he's writing a story on the Edwards family. And we also find out that that story kind of got canned. But then we see old Kristen, and that's Ozzy's sister. And if I did not believe that little heifer was shady, I believe that she's really, really shady. It's something else going on, because what happened is that Daniel found that information out. So he did a telephone like interview with Alex and said, "Hey, I'm a publisher. I would love to sit down with you and talk about this story. Hey, come to me and talk to this story." And he made up this publishing thing. Now, Jack's assistant told him he needs to tread lightly and he needs to tell Jax everything, because she don't like secrets, and she needs to know how you came about this information, because you were having this clandestine relationship with Kristen. Anyway, he was supposed to meet Alex at a coffee shop to discuss the book, right? The night before, he went through Kristen's phone while she was asleep to try to find out the conversation that she had with Alex, and she ended up deleting that conversation thread. So Alex then in turn, Daniel then in turn took her phone and had it put on indefinite share, so he'll always know where she's at. So while he's at the coffee shop waiting for Alex, Alex doesn't show up. And then he sees that Kristen is at the hospital. So he gets up and he leaves there to go to the hospital. He ends up trying to figure out how he's going to run into her. He runs into her. She's coming out of the ICU. He says, "Oh, you're here. What are you doing here?" She asks him why he's there first. And, he has the excuse that Jax's mom is in surgery and he's here to be a support, which is true. She says that a friend of hers had a bad accident and she is recovering, but she doesn't realize that Daniel saw her coming out of the ICU. And so he says his goodbyes or whatever, and then he gets away to get into that ICU. He gets into the ICU, and we find out that Alex has been beat the hell up. He's beat the hell up so bad that he is in ICU, and we see him code. Now, as we see Kristen leave the hospital, she's on the phone with somebody, and she basically reports that, hey, Alex won't be talking anytime soon. He's really beat up. He's in the ICU, and I don't know if he's going to make it because he's been beat up really, really bad. But at any rate, he won't be talking anytime soon. And so that was basically the episode. Again, it didn't touch on the trial at any time. It's just really talking, the side characters and them going on with Mama Lou and her cancer, with Eddie and his secret as to why he came back. Lewis understands and knows why he's back, but it's all of that. But the big thing about this is, who is Kristen talking to? So let's get to our, you know how we do. Let's get to our list. Let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see. And let's go in here and make this bigger so we can see. Because I got questions. And I know you all got questions too. Let's go back up. Is there any question that we're going to get answered? Who is Jax crying over? We still do not know. What did Ozzy's mom tell him about Wendy that made him change his mind about signing the NDA? We still don't have an answer to that question. What's Corey Smith's role in this case, and why does Ozzy call him instead of Jax? I don't have any information on that. I still don't have any information on that, and that might be one of the things we'll never know, because I haven't seen Corey in any subsequent episodes. But if y'all have, I don't remember seeing him in any episodes. Why are the Edwards keeping secrets, and particularly like secrets to Ozzy's drug problem? That is a good question, because we're finding out that someone is wanting to write a tell-all book about the Edwards. So we need to know why they're keeping a lot of secrets, and what secrets are they keeping. Why does Dr. Gardner seem suspicious? To me, he seems suspicious because I believe that he was giving Kristen the drugs for Ozzy, but that has not been confirmed in any of the subsequent episodes. Where did Kristen get the Narcan? I still think it's from Dr. Gardner, but we have not had a confirmation for that. What was the onset incident that triggered the counseling for Ozzy? We haven't gotten that information. That information might die, since the fact that Monica has already taken the stand and they have outed her as a PDF file. We may or may not find any information on that, but the trial hasn't ended yet. Will Kristen continue her relationship with Daniel? How will this relationship affect the case going forward? We still don't have a confirmed answer to that, but I will tell you, episode 7, Jax's so we haven't got a full confirmation, but we did get a situation where Jax's assistant basically told him, you need to tell Jax about what's going on. So we'll let that be. But if we have any more information about that, we definitely will continue to go through there. Who tied up Wendy and pew-pewed her in the elbow? Was it the killers? Was the killer intentionally trying to prune her from the timeline, or was this something else? Who has Wendy's phone? Because again, Wendy's phone has not been found, and we still don't have an answer for that. How did anyone know that Wendy was at the cabin? How did the killer know that Wendy was at the cabin? Who left the bloody shirt in Ozzy's room? Who's trying to frame Ozzy? Now, you remember when the cops came and they said that the phone pinged at his house. Now, the only other person that's been staying over there at that house has been Kristen. So did Kristen bring that phone over there? And was she the one wearing the bloody sweatshirt? Was she trying to frame her brother? I don't know. That's just the way it seems, because Kristen is being quite that heifer being quite evasive. Why is Kristen acting evasive on the phone, on the stand? She seems trying to add doubt. Kristen is hiding something, and I'm gonna save this question to the next episode because I would love to know who she's on the phone talking with. What story is Lincoln Culpepper working on, and why does he have a thumb drive with Wendy on it? We still don't have answers to that. There's another reason that Eddie is in LA. What it is, we still don't have the answer for that. And so the questions that have come up in this episode is, who beat up Alex? And did he make it? Because he was flatlining at the end of this episode. Did he make it? And who was Kristen talking on the phone, discussing and giving the report that Alex won't be talking for a while? Who is she talking to? Y'all. Who is she talking to? Because we're starting to see that Wendy's demise has a lot more to do with Ozzy. Ozzy is not the main reason why Wendy's demise is here. He might be the patsy, but there's something going on. So there's something on toward with the Edwards. They have a story that people are investigating, and Kristen is assisting in that investigation, talking to the Culpepper guy. Alex has information, and he was about to spill it to Daniel, but somebody whooped his tail to the point that they put him in the ICU, and to the point that he was flatlining as we left. The partners are still acting like the partners, and I think that their insistence with Bill to try to get this case resolved may cause for Ozzy to go to jail, which may lead to Jack starting her own firm. Because again, they're not wanting Jax to follow them to this new firm, but they may end up doing something that may cause for them to end up messing up his case. I don't know. But child, like I said, this what episode wasn't case heavy. Like I said, it was more about Mama Lou and her getting through her cancer scare. And let me get back to this really quick. Let's see. Let me pull up another give me one moment. Child, let's get this one little thing. Let's go here real quick. Let's go here real quick. Who did Jax discover on the floor? Nothing in this episode has changed. It's either Dr. Owens, Mama Lou, Eddie. I'm still thinking there's a murder suicide with these two, or Daniel. Nothing has inevitably changed. So, y'all, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, what is that heifer Kristen hiding? What is she hiding? Why is she hiding? I'm sorry. Kristen is working my nerves. Because again, we see her on the scan acting like she's trying to take, like she's just got all this stuff. She is something about Kristen is not right. And she's moving to the point where she is trying to get she is possibly moving to get her brother put into the hoosecow. But why? What is going on? What information is she trying to protect? Or is she trying not? Because she's moving real gangster right now. She's moving real gangster with these telephone calls and all of these lies. All right, people. And he's in for it, because I don't think Daniel's going to be able to handle this. All right, people. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend. Tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye boy. Ooh, child, that Kristen is working my nerves, y'all.